These are those moments I don't think anybody else is going to forget.
And coming to you live from the main event, we are here in the Fabryka Imalia Oskara Schindlera over in Krakow, Poland. I am your host, Yakuzaku, and with me today I have El Flashing Verso himself, Light VIP. How you doing, Light?
Yo, what's up? We're here. We're official. We're officially the C stream.
Dude.
Nice.
Dude. It's because
Also-
we have the C in our name, CranKy. That's what the C stands for.
Exactly. That's what it always stands for.
That's what it all boils down to.
Also, what did you say? Where are we? Do you know what you said?
I forgot it already. The Oskara Schindlera.
I need
Something like that.
confirmation from Kur about the pronunciation on that.
I did not realize we were in Krakow. I thought we were in Katowice. Apparently we were in Krakow.
Mm-hmm. And our
The
first
Fabryka
series.
Imalia. Yep.
Oh, is that like? Anyway, we're gonna be casting a PvP, as for whatever
Yep.
reason we're known for.
That's-
Like we just get nothing but
That's-
PvPs.
That's the Yaku VIP curse.
Mm-hmm.
Or blessing, depending on how you view it.
It's
But we
true.
will have a PvP, but I don't think it's gonna be I don't think it's gonna be like any other PvP we've casted yet, Light.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Yeah.
do see who we're casting first.
we've casted a lot of Korean Protoss. You know, some of the more crazy ones like SOS and Parting, but mate, we've got
Nine.
the big one.
We do have the big one. His name is Deer. He's coming in. Where's the PvT streaker? For a while anyway.
Mhm.
Briefly to top in 2013. He is the big dog. We also have Haas coming in here from all the way from the Haitian Republic.
I was gonna say he has his own country. He has his own nation, his own nation of people. Which I don't even know if he knows that he has his own nation of people. Like,
They all look to him for leadership, and he just is. And he's just like, just build cannons.
mm-hmm.
Forehead.
He's much more than that. Let's be real here. He's arguably the biggest brain in the foreign scene. Depending on the year, like he has his ups and downs. He has his moments of brilliance and his moments of you know, not so much. But what's interesting is for those of you that were watching Haas's games yesterday, well, not yesterday, the day before, in the round of 76, is that they were talking about how Haas has been playing more standard recently, and he's actually good. Like it's like yeah, like let's be real here. In the past,
Haas is actually good.
in the past, when Haas when he was out of his comfort zone, when he was like playing more standard, when he had to transition out, he would kind of fall apart, and it was very apparent that like if he wasn't cheesing, then chances are he wasn't going to win. But more recently, like he's actually been like developing all of his other skills, and that's exciting to see. It's like we're seeing a new Haas be born, you know.
Yes, from the ashes. I want to get excited for Haas. You want to get excited for Haas. I think we all do. But I echo back to the words of Wax Angel. Haas is kind of dead.
Wax
On
Angel
paper.
being one of the biggest Haas fans out there. You know, he is a member of the Haitian Republic.
Founder. I believe he's a co-founder of the Haitian Republic. Funnily enough,
he's like his secretary or something.
He is
Secretary General.
Secretary. He's his propaganda master.
That he is, and yeah, like we'll see. Because again, like Deer, he is the favored player. Like, let's be real here, but it's a PvP, you know. Like, of all matchups, it's gonna get crazy.
It will definitely get crazy. I will say one thing though, Deer, in recent years, I think has been working a lot on his PvP. We've previously known him for his PvZ, and then there was a period in time when he was the best PvT player in the world. But following that, I do think he's been working quite a bit on his PvP, and he's kind of, I wouldn't call him the antithesis of Haas. Haas, you know, we all know him for being a particularly crazy, maybe even cheesy player. Deer, he takes a little bit of that, but then he also takes a little bit of stats. He takes a little bit of zest. I wouldn't exactly call him the all-rounder Protoss, but he's the Protoss who can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I would say that it's kind of weird, right? Because we had this era where we had Rain, right? And he was the pedestal Protoss that everyone would look to, you know? He was like the macro Protoss. And then after he left, like it kind of, there wasn't really anyone to replace him. You could argue that now it's stats.
Now it's stats, but yeah.
As like the macro Protoss, or like you know.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that like stats has kind of embodied that, but I feel like when you talk about Deer, like you kind of have to gravitate towards the more standard style of Protoss, right?
Little bit. He is known for being a little bit aggressive. He is a fan, I think, in recent years, and I'm talking 2018, 2019. He has been showing off that Dark Shrine usage a bit more, but he doesn't go full on blink DTs like Fear Dragon might wish. He likes to use them more strategically. No, not necessarily more strategically. Well, maybe a little bit more strategically.
Yeah, as opposed to like
he just places them at bases to delay expansions for a while.
Yeah, as opposed to like players like Haas or Parting or SOS that are more. Yeah, arguably, I'd say Classic is he does a bit of both as well. You would say, yeah.
Rep to Classic, my main man.
Yeah. Fortunately, Classic, he will be going to the military this year. I don't know if he already is in the military.
I think he's already in, yeah.
Yeah.
He did his final stream a couple of weeks ago, and then that was it. He'll be blinking behind enemy lines pretty soon.
So it's a bit unfortunate, but you know, we're here for 3 years. Like ESL Pro Tour, is confirmed with StarCraft for 3 years, so we're gonna be here when he gets back, and that's
that is very, very exciting.
I think that's actually something that hasn't really been spoken about. Like the fact that we have all these Korean pros or Korean players going on their military service, but because we're here for 3 years confirmed, like we're gonna be here when they come back. And that's huge. And that's something that like the players themselves they weren't certain of, like going into the military, right?
Yeah, I would like to see the actual numbers on this, like the before and after, but I do believe that after it was announced that ESL Pro Tour would be going on for another 3 years, a couple of other Koreans who were a little on the fence about their military service did decide, you know what, may as well do it now. Like, you know, players like True, players like, who else can I think of?
True. Yeah, true.
Again, I like to see the actual heart numbers on that to confirm or deny it.
I think like Gumiho, I think
Gumiho, that's one.
yeah, Keen and Alive, I think they're already there, to be fair. But like there's a lot, and yeah, it's just it's cool to see that, you know, they're going off and they know that StarCraft will be here when they come back.
Absolutely, waiting for them.
Exactly.
Open arms, like it did for many others.
Beautiful.
Tis beautiful. Is a little bit of a delay going on before our lobby, so I'm deciding now to break out the history glasses, the StarCraft history glasses. I think the era post Reign, when it came to people looking for a macro Protoss, I think that was actually Zest, the player who people would look
100%.
to find builds. Yeah.
And then you could say that it was later transitioned more to stats, but
yep, that was that era, like 2015 or 2014, 2015, Reign, 2016, 2017. No, actually more 2015, 2016, and then a little bit of 2017 was more Zest. The transition era between Zest and stats, I think, happened late 2016, early 2017.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we do have confirmation that a lobby is being made. All
right.
You know, we can talk a little bit about it. You know, Special versus Stats is currently happening on the B stream, ESLB, by Grant. That's currently underway.
That's a rematch of many years ago, and by many years ago, I mean 2018.
Yeah, I still remember it as well, actually.
That was actually a fan, yeah.
It's a wonderful series.
I remember that series being the series where Special looked absolutely on point, but then Stats just kind of dunked. Stats just kind of said, I see. Twice the growth, double the fall.
Yeah, he did kind of ruin the dreams of you know, foreigner fans. But we'll see if he's able to bring it back. I mean, we are in the group stage. It is round robin. Or it is round robin, right? Yes.
Yep, it will be round robin.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk
every player in this group will be playing another player at some point. It will go in matches of 3. So, which is why we have the main stream, the B stream, and the C stream. So, trying not to have any delays on that. We'll try to inform people in the audience and viewers as to which matches are going on while we're casting as well, if you have a favorite you want to cheer for. But hopefully, we've got some good games for you coming down. Hopefully, you'll stick with us.
Yep, and we do. God, we're doing it. It's happening, Yaku.
All right. Calm yourself.
Yep. Players are confirming they're ready. Do we want to confirm
Just
already?
making sure that, probably. Just making sure that every player has the right color.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Krupp is ready. Fun fact, if I can squeeze this in before we go live, all 3 series, they all vetoed the same map first.
They did.
Everyone vetoed
that's a map. And that's sticking in next season's map pool.
Exactly. All 3 series, all the players vetoed Zen first, and that's the map we're keeping.
May as well. Speaking of maps, we are finally getting rid of, I believe, Triton. Yep, we are. So Steel can calm down now. He doesn't have PTSD every time he loads in. Simulec Rum is actually staying in, but these new maps that are coming in, I like that they're being added.
All right, and here we go.
All right, on a map that will be staying for the next season.
Then we get the 10-second.
I always remember the 10 seconds. And again, coming at you in the round of 24, the first match of the day. Oh boy, it's finally happening. In the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Nightshade LE. We have the blue Protoss, bit of a chameleon, somebody known for being able to do a little bit of everything. Let's see what he's able to pull out here on this map. We have the blue Protoss representing KaiZ Gaming, KZG, as well as the Republic of Korea. We have here the Samurai.
And in the bottom right, we have a player not only representing Taiwan, but his own Republic of... Sorry, the Hajian Republic, I should say. He is a Protoss player. He is also on Team J-Team. We have Haz.
I can just
don't know
the greatest of all time.
Don't know what his
It
infographic
actually
says.
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
It actually says that. I feel like Wax Angel was involved in that.
It's happening,
quite a
Yaku.
bit.
Yaku, we spoke about this before the stream.
Who will scout whom first? Haz had a probe nearby. Don't believe Haz was actually able to see that pylon. If we can just double check. He has not seen it yet.
Yeah, and we were talking about how during the IEM qualifiers we were casting a PvP, and we saw a proxy Robo against a proxy Stargate, and we were like, mate, are we going to see something along those lines? We do
This
see.
is going to be. We'll have to wait for what Haz is. We'll have to wait for what Haz is coming in. He did build a pylon and in a bit of an unnatural position on the map. What's coming out for him? Haz, he's diligent though. He's scouting. He knows that something's coming.
I actually don't think Haz is going to make anything. Ooh, his stalkers spawn on the other side of the pylon. Nice, nicely done. But yeah, I don't think he's going to make anything there. I've seen this a couple of times over the past couple of days, casting the group stage, the round of 76. But yeah, a couple of Protoss, they've just been putting a pylon there, I guess just for scouting purposes.
It's a bait. Usually when I see that, it's a bait.
Yeah,
they get a flank. Who was it that did that? I think it was Super. Who just baited his opponents with a single pylon.
We didn't cast Super. It might have been Drogo or Mana. I can't remember.
Might have been. All these players, man. Deer's not taking a bait.
So far, like, this Robo has been unscouted from Haz. Like, he doesn't know this is happening.
No, he does not. But I think Haz is pretty confident regardless. He did throw his expansion down. Only the maddest of madmen would get an expansion in a PvP.
Well, that's the problem, right? Like, Deer, he's still on one base, you know? Like, he has no intention of making another. And Haz, like, he isn't really aware that anything wrong is happening. He thinks this is like a normal PvP. And here comes Hallucinated Phoenix.
Here comes Phoenix.
Be able to spot it. No, he
misses it. Barely misses it, and that's got to be painful. Deer just gonna be able to get away with so much. That gateway has also completed. Haz is trying to get a gateway at his pylon location.
This could be it. He doesn't have anything.
It's a little bit of backup.
Yeah, he's gonna lose at least his natural.
But that's not the end of the world, though. It's definitely painful if you're Haz, but I doubt it's going to be the end of the game. I think worst case scenario, we get a weird base trade.
Yeah, and Haz, he did try to force field in the Adepts, but they do get picked up by the Warp Prism. Deer saving them, only losing one. And like you said, you know, this isn't the end. He does lose his natural, but he could still hold the ramp.
I think that's what he's going to go for. As this battle does commence, there is high ground vision on this gateway, and Haz does not want to allow that to go down. But that's just so much more production potential. But Haz, okay, briefly he was supply capped, but he has been able to recover. He is sending a couple of Adepts across the map, trying to cripple Deer's economy if he can. Ooh, the Adepts are going through the force fields. That is huge. And does he commit? He does commit to the shade. He does start picking off a couple of these sentries.
The shield battery's not done yet.
He does, yeah. he does start picking up units and bringing them up into the main base of Haas. 2 Immortals versus 1. Who's gonna win?
They're both migrating with their Warp Prisms, but the shield batteries do finish up, and he does pull the probes as well, so he is trying his best to try and hold on. But the Immortals are still here for dear. Oh, he just lost one of them, though. He lost 2.
He did lose one of them. He did lose 2, and he lost all of his gateway units. And that's, I think, going to be the end for the time being, at any rate, for Deer. Deer does pull away, trying to regen a couple of his shields, but he lost 2 Immortals.
He did,
and bare minimum, I think it actually is better for Deer, I suppose. But
I mean, it does kind of, yeah, it does kind of stabilize, because Deer, he did lose a lot of high-tech units. And Haas is, like, you know, now comparable with that, with his Immortal count, but they are both still on 1 base.
Yeah, he is still building up his Immortal count.
That he is. Oh, this is a little bit risky. Like, the Warp Prism could get picked up by these Stalkers.
They could, but that's why Deer is trying to get it into the dead air. Does rush and pick off a couple of these Stalkers as well. Very nicely done. Just gonna minimize the risk of getting that Warp Prism out of there. Deer is switching it up. He's actually getting his Stargate.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I like how he's still committing to this. Like he's like, no, I'm not getting a Nexus. I'm just transitioning into Stargate. Okay, fair enough.
Well, you can stay on 1 Nexus if you make sure that your opponent is staying to 1 Nexus as well. This will probably help out Deer quite a bit in the long run. Haas is going to lose another gateway, which isn't too bad since he does still have the Immortal. But again, you don't want to lose these unnecessarily.
Ooh, he unpowered the Robo for Deer, so no more Immortals are going to be coming out. At the same time, though, Deer, he's been getting so much value with these Immortals on the Haas' side of the map. Like, he's juggling them really well.
Haas is looking to reciprocate, and I think if this Warp Prism, or if this Phoenix can't take out the Warp Prism in time, I think this could spell terror if you're Deer. I feel like Deer should try to maybe recall.
Yeah, and, you know, it's important to know that Haas does scout the Stargate with this push. So he does see the Phoenixes. And he's
starting to recall. And that is huge. Keeps every single one of his Immortals alive. And that is so important right now, for both players, really. But especially if you're Haas, when you don't have a lot of production.
Oh my god, the value. He's been getting so much damage done with this Warp Prism and 2 Immortals. Oh my god. I keep thinking, like, just get Blink or something. Like, you have to stop this. You know, Deer, even, he has the Stargate, he has the Phoenixes, so he can shut down Haas's Warp Prism.
Which he is looking to do, so there's not a lot of anti-air here. Deer is getting away with a lot of damage here. Picks off a single sentry immediately. And I gotta tell you, like, even with just 2 Immortals and a handful of sentries, I'm not sure... I think Deer can really pull this off.
Yeah,
I think that's just very threatening for Haas.
Yeah, he just dealt so much damage with those Immortals. You know, these Phoenixes as well. He's going to be able to go in and CC all of Haas's Immortals. Like, Haas just doesn't have enough anti-air. Like, he just can't deal with them.
No, he does not. But one thing Haas does have going for him is this hasn't been scouted. Okay, I spoke too soon.
Ooh, yeah, it may just be scouted, and there it is.
There it is, and once again, even more production going to be taken out for Haas. His defense already, it's on the razor's edge. And if he loses this production, it looks a little... I'm getting a little bit pessimistic, like...
Yeah, the thing that worries me the most are those Phoenixes. Like, Deer, he's committing to it, he's making more and more Phoenixes. And he gets the sentries as well. He can get everything, there's just not enough anti-air.
No, there's not. GG's called. And Deer takes game 1 of this best of 3 series. The Samurai. Or just Samurai. That's what the...
GG. That was so close as well, because Haas, like, to be fair, like, he was doing well defending, and he was counterattacking as well and dealing all this damage with the Adepts, with his own Warp Prism and the Immortals, but those Phoenixes really sealed the deal for Deer. Like, he was able to just shut down the Warp Prism and just CC everything. Like, it was insane.
I think Deer was a little bit more... What's the opposite of short-sighted? He was planning ahead more than Haas, I think. Even though they both wound up doing the exact same thing.
You can also argue... that
Yeah.
Deer, he's like more confident in his ability to multitask and micro like heavily, because that's what it takes, right, for those Phoenixes and for that War Prism control, right?
Yes. It indeed does.
Yeah, there we have it.
Yep. I wonder what's going to happen in our next series, what either of these players are going to pull off.
Yeah, especially because Deer was the one who proxied, you know? Like, got a little bit of a role reversal going on there.
I think that's the storyline of Katowice. Like, maybe not, but if somebody is more willing than me to watch a ton of many hours of odds, try to force that narrative. Eternal Empire is not going to be our next map.
No, Eternal Empire will be the next map for special versus stats.
Oh, you know what? We might go into Eternal Empire soon.
We may.
Or next.
We may. Just make sure you don't get into the
special.
wrong lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a game one. And yeah, depending on the map, I'm looking forward to what Haas decides to do. Like Deer, he's showing us that he's willing to do, you know, anything. Like he's not scared. He's like, Haas? Like
I'll out Haas.
Like, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Why not?
Actually done.
But you know, how will Haas respond to that, you know? I'd love to see some new cheese come out of Haas. Like I imagine he's been working on something for this.
Here come the cannons.
Cannons? Maybe, I guess.
Although I think lately, cannons are more of parting sting.
I'm just waiting for the lobby to be set up.
Indeed, we are. We always have to consciously remind ourselves, yo, game heart. And if it says game heart, don't trust it. Delete that lobby and make another one. Be doubly sure.
Yeah. And again, if you do wish to like multi-Twitch or have two streams up open at the same time, Grant, he is covering stats versus special over on his stream. I'm not too sure what the score is, but they are in game 2. Yeah, we will see more of those players here.
I feel like that will probably be the match that I'll go back to the VOD to take a look at. All right, World of Sleepers is going to be our next map. And that's actually not going to be in the next season of the ladder. In the next ladder season, I do believe.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. If you're familiar with our channel, we do have a lot of memes associated with World of Sleepers, the map specifically. I know Quirky will be deeply saddened by it not being in the map pool, but yeah.
Where else am I gonna get my mattresses? Or how else will I get my mattresses ready?
Like how he's not in the lobby.
How's it not in the lobby? Yeah.
Just waiting on Haas.
It looks like we're gonna have actually Deer versus Bel Air. Nope. It will be Deer Haas. Coming at you shortly. Alright, players are ready. Casters are ready. Referees are ready.
That it is. Oh boy.
Everybody, get your mattresses ready.
No yawning. We're not yawning on this.
That's a trademark.
I know.
Sponsored. CranKy Ducklings is sponsored by the World of Sleepers Mattress Emporium, best sleeping emporium in the Kaprulu sector.
Just to note, we are not sponsored by them, and as we are casting IEM, I don't think we can even say we're sponsored by anyone. So. Emir, if you're listening to this,
Imra?
Imre.
Imra? Imran? And we are back, coming at you in the world of Sleepers, Mattress Emporium, LE by the... No, not that one. We are in game number 2 in this best of 3 series, potentially the final map. What's gonna happen? Well, we shall see what the reaction is from our player in the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map. The Blue Protoss, representing KZ Gaming, KZG, as well as the Republic of Korea. Everybody give it up for Deer. Samurai.
And in the bottom left, we have representing the Asian Republic, Taiwan, as well as J-Team. It is the Protoss player. It is Haas.
You know, I can't actually imagine Haas as like a billionaire who decided to create like an oil rig or a sea platform somewhere in the middle of the sea. And
It's not even an island. It's a fucking...
It's a platform. It's just a platform.
Fun fact though, they're a main exporter of cheese.
They are.
That's where their economy lies.
Speaking
really.
of cheese.
Oh.
That's what are you up to? Going back to our roots here.
I love it. This is amazing. You said cannons. You mentioned cannons.
That's fun fact. That's also why the Haitian Republic is impossible to invade.
It's surrounded by cannons.
Yep. And shield batteries.
Oh, a probe does come down by Deer, but he doesn't check the bottom corner. Well,
Deer.
what are we gonna have? Very, there we go.
It's a robo. Oof. Somebody's looking to out Deer. It's at this point, there are some games where you just want to shout at the players like, look at this section. Just look there.
Oh, he gets the probe.
He does get the probe, and that will probably give Deer a false sense of security.
Yeah, I feel like he does.
Scout a little bit with his stalker.
Yeah. I feel like it does give him a little bit of an advantage though, because it does mean that like he can't throw down like shield batteries or something along those lines.
That is something to consider. Unless he brings in another probe. Nope, brings it to Adepts.
Yeah, Deer does scout the Adepts though.
Remember what we were saying, like what we saw? Proxy Robo versus
Stargate. There we go.
There we go.
But there are a lot of stalkers out from Haas, so these steps aren't going to be able to do much. Almost loses one.
Deer has the stalkers.
Yeah. I don't know if I said Haas. Look, these Protoss players, man.
Protoss, man. They're like... I mean, after all these PvPs we've casted, I think that all of the Protoss players have started to melt together. The Immortal is out, and the shield battery is very, very threatened. Haas should be able to get it. He does, and the other shield battery is cancelled as well. The tables are completely turned. Will Deer be able to defend against this? All comes down to the force field usage. Will Deer sack this, or will he try to keep it alive?
Honestly, with this Void Ray on the way, I feel like Deer should be able to hold this, especially with shield batteries on the high ground. Like, exactly. We saw in the previous game that Haas, like, he didn't really have much.
This could actually kill.
Much. Yeah, he didn't have much anti-air, and he's not going to have any in this game.
No, he will not. Even getting the Warp Prism as well. But again, because since Haas went Stargate first, Deer rather, has gone Stargate first, he's looking ready to defend against this. How will Haas transition, though, is the question.
Oh my god. 2 shield batteries already ready. You know, the Warp Prism is here, but I'm not too sure if Haas has even seen the Stargate, even though he got the shade in.
No, he did not. The Stargate was quite a while back. Does get the block here. And this Void Ray is looking to get some work. Does target down the Warp Prism. And nothing shoots up.
Yeah, and he's forced back. That's it.
He absolutely is. Tail behind his legs. that Void Ray was under that spell that you use, Prismatic Alignment, so it does mean that Haas was able to get away just a little bit, but now there are Stalkers.
Exactly, he only has 2 though, and against 2 Void Rays, like, things just aren't going to go well here for Haas.
Them. Yeah, they do. Ooh,
oh my god, he's going to get the Immortal!
Doesn't even get the Observer out, and that's an unpowered Robo Bay facility.
That it is.
If you're just going to push this all the way to the other side of the map, I think he will.
He can win the game with these Void Rays. There's nothing at home.
That's a real big brain.
Yeah, I do like this though, that Haas, he is transitioning. He is actually getting a Stargate this game as opposed to game 1, so he will have that anti-air available to him. But again, the wind kind of taken out of his sails. Like, he gets pushed all the way back home, and he's still on 1 base.
And we'll decide a little bit on when Deer decides to attack. Will he push in now, or will he bide his time a little bit? It looks like Deer, he's just focused on securing his natural. Just getting that 3rd base, or not, I'm sorry, 2nd base. These Void Rays into the Warp Prism.
Oh god!
And they try to back away, but they can't. Ouch. Oof,
my god.
My bones. Haas is now down a Warp Prism, down a Robo Bay, no means to harass, and Deer is looking to press his advantage.
Jesus Christ. I mean, Haas, he is, expanding as well. He is looking to try and transition, but with this Void Ray count, losing that Warp Prism as well, that hurts so much for Haas. Like, basically, it removes his option to counterattack, really, and apply any pressure.
Meanwhile, Deer, he has all the means available to him to counterattack, to pressure, and by all the means, I mean 3 goddamn Void Rays.
That he does.
They do take a while to kill probes, though.
Yeah, there are some Phoenixes though, and they are coming out, but they should be enough. One of them did go down.
Yeah, there is a Guardian Shield.
Oh wow!
Starting to push these
I thought we were going to see a recall.
Not
but instead,
yet.
He's going to
try to fight this. Yeah, which is kind of weird. Even the Prismatic Alignment, that doesn't actually do anything. That doesn't actually affect Phoenixes, as Phoenixes are light units.
That was really surprising to me. I thought he was going to poke in, and then if things didn't go his way, I thought we were going to see a recall so that he could save his Void Rays for this push. But no, instead he ends up sacrificing them, realizing that he can't outrun the Phoenixes, and I feel like that was a win for Haas.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think Deer might be looking to transition to, I don't know, maybe Phoenixes? He's not getting any, but...
Oh, here we go. He's pushing in. These Phoenixes come into Deer's main, but Deer, he's pushing into the natural. He's going for it.
He is kind of all in right now. There's not a lot of anti-air here. And once again, the Phoenixes are out of position. This does have free range. Very good force fields. Does isolate the Immortal.
Yeah, the shield batteries aren't done.
Haas is all the way backed up against a wall here. Deer has him by the throat right now. And Samurai takes that map 2-0. Whew.
GG.
G to the G.
Wow. That was a bit of a shame, especially because of just how hard Haas's proxy was shut down. All it took was a Void Ray, or 2 Void Rays really, and it just stopped everything. He just had to go home. There was nothing he could do with that proxy Immortal. Even though it was in the natural and it was unscouted for the longest time. Ideal scenario,
That is a little bit of build order luck, I do think, that Deer decided to go for that Stargate first. I do kind of wonder, was he suspecting Haas to come up into his face? Haas is kind of known for strategies like that, and the fact that Deer went for Void Rays rather than Phoenixes, I think he was suspecting something.
It's true, yeah. I imagine that Deer, he probably played into Deer's hands. After game 1, Deer's all right, I just proxied him, he's probably going to proxy me. I imagine that's the kind of thought process that went into that, and it worked out for Deer. He handled that series very well. And you know, he came out 2-0.
Yeah,
Well
he
played.
did. That's what's it, $200 right there.
Is that how that works? I'm not sure.
They did it last year, where every series you win, you get $200.
Oh, okay.
That was Innovation's earnings from IEM Katowice last year.
Fair enough. I haven't looked at the.
I'm not sure if they're doing it this year, but
Yeah, GG, well played. We will be having. We actually have a schedule. So the next series will be special versus parting.
that it will. I think the TVP of the evening, other than maybe special versus stats, special parting, I think, is subject to a lot of spicy plays. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I will actually say really quickly that if you're watching right now, chances are if you want to like get an idea of Special's form, check out Grant's stream, because right now Special he's going up against Stats, another TVP, and we're going to be casting him against Parting next, and it'll be good to like get an idea of what Special's form is like in TVP. As I think they're in game number 2 right now. I didn't see them get into game 3.
They are in game. I clicked on the wrong one. I clicked on the wrong channel. They are in game 2, in the middle of game 2. So check that out while we do go on our break. We will see Special when we get back. But in the meantime, twitch.tv/ESL_SC2B.
Yeah, chances are we'll be watching with you, as we do have to wait for Special to finish up his series before we get into Special versus Parting. So yeah, support StarCraft, support Grant, spread the love.
Catch you then.